Hey, Ileana students and parents, it's in about 2 weeks. We're going to be in this room, and they're in the new edition right now. We're excited to be here. I wanted to give you a brief little top 10. And it's not really the top 10, but it's 10 different policies that a leadership team thought you guys should be aware of. There are things that come up a lot in the daily life of Ileana. We just wanted to be aware of. I would highly recommend that you take a few minutes to look at the handbook. I know that's not exciting reading by any means, but every once in a while, maybe once throughout your 4 years here, it's good to be aware of how we run things, because they usually become, when the problem comes up, it's good to know what happens. Here's the top 10 in no particular order, and I'm sure I'll leave a few important ones out. So, number one, cell phones. We have a policy called away for the day, which means when you walk in the building, your cell phones need to be away, and they don't come out again until lunch. And you don't need to take them out at lunch. You can sit there and have a great lunch with friends and get to know some people. But if we see them, we turn them in the office and it's $5 to get them back, and it just keeps going up, 10, 25. You don't want to do that, so just put them away. We're here to learn and meet the new people and socialize. It's going to be great, so away for the day. Number two, the dress code. I'm not going to get into this. You may just want to take a look at it. It's always something that comes up, especially in the warm days. Just look at the dress code, make sure you're familiar with it, and remember that it's kind of like your job coming here, so we want to dress appropriately. The third one is the exam exemption, or that policy we have. It was we've been doing this for a while. We made some changes last year. I want to make sure that you're just aware of them. To get an exam exemption, you have to be present no less than 6 times in each class. So you can have 6 absences per period, and you have to do the 10 hours of service hours that we have. Those two together, if you do that, then you get to exempt an exam of your choice for the semester. So if you're absent 5 times and have 11 hours, you get one. If you're absent 7, you don't. Again, look at the policy. Ms. Johnson will send some stuff out on this on the Google Classroom. She'll tell you about that at the beginning of the year. It's a good thing, but just make sure you're aware of it. The fourth one, the athletic failure at the end of the quarter. This one sneaks up on people sometimes. You have to be passing to be an athlete here. At the end of every week, we kind of give an update. If you're failing a class, you get a week to get it up. That's not the issue. What happens is sometimes if you fail a quarter class, you are automatically ineligible for 2 contests. You don't get a warning, because sometimes you'll be getting like a D or a C, and you maybe fail a test or don't hand in a big project, and then you fail the quarter. Mr. DeBoer will come to you and be like, you have to sit 2 contests. And you'll be like, where's my warning? Well, in that case, at the end of the quarter, make sure you turn everything in and do well on tests, because you might not get a warning if you're close. So keep an eye on those runway reports that come out on Sundays. The fifth one, we kind of have a new drug policy. I'm not sure how much aware you should be that we randomly drug test people here quite often. We can also drug test for cause. But one thing that comes up now, we have also a policy that if you self-report yourself, there's a different path. The problem was sometimes what would happen is we'd take someone for drug testing, and then they'd be like, I'm going to fail this, I'm going to self-report. Well, that's not the system we want. Self-reporting is if you're sitting at home and you know you have a problem and you want help, and you go to the counselors, you go to the principal or somebody or me or a teacher and ask for help. That's self-reporting. That's a different path we take, as opposed to if you get caught with drugs. Look at that policy carefully. We want you to be very, very aware of that. The sixth one, we're halfway done, is cheating. This is a whole big thing you'll hear a lot about, but with AI, here's the basic rule. If it's not your own work, it's cheating. So there's a lot of details to it. What is copy and all that kind of stuff. This is my friend's assignment. We're partners, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, it has to be your own work. So look at that policy as well. The seventh one, attendance and tardies. I already touched on attendance a little bit, but you can't have more than 10 absences in a semester unless you have a medical diagnosis. So when you start getting to 7 and 8, you'll probably get emails from us saying, hey, you're getting a little dicey. But if something happens, like you have a surgery or you get a prolonged sickness, you just need to fill out an appeals form, and we take care of that. But that we have to be on top of that. We had way too many absences a couple years ago. We were a lot better last year. The other thing with tardies, which was new last year, every third tardy is attention. But then it starts over again. You get another 3 in any one class, and it's another detention. It used to magnify a lot quicker than that. So on your third tardy, detention. If you have another 3, another one. Just get to class on time. It's all good. The Eighth one is vaping. It's been a little bit of a problem lately, sometimes in bathrooms. We are putting vape detectors in, but if you vape, it's 2 Saturday schools and the penalty goes up from there as well. Don't do that. Number 9, cyberbullying. You're gonna hear a lot from us on this year. We've tightened up some policies on this. Don't be rude. Don't be mean. Do not bully, whether it's on campus or whether it's digitally. If we can find out about it and prove it, we are going to deal with it pretty harshly. All right, we treat people with respect. We treat people with value because we're all God's kids. So do not do it, whether it's texting, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Snapchat. I don't care what social media platform is. It's not tolerated. And 10. We made some changes with exams this year. For the first time, I don't know if ever, but in a very long time, ever since I've been here, exams are before Christmas for the first semester. So that means that's that Wednesday and Thursday, Friday before Christmas break. If you're going to be gone or you're sick, there are going to be some makeup exam slots during those days. You'll hear more from us on that, but it's a new change. We just wanted to be aware of it. And that's 10. I'm going to give you 11 just for fun before we leave here. Parking. Make sure you get those parking tickets and drive well on our parking lots. There's a lot of kids here, 630. We can't be doing burnouts in the parking lot, and we need to park smartly and not diagonally, hexagonally, or whatever way we tend to park sometimes. So we're getting close. The building's going to be ready. We're looking forward to having all 630 of you. See you in a couple weeks.